Last year, I pulled an all-nighter before my biology final. Not stayed up late, I mean full-blown 4 cups of coffee, highlighter running out of ink, reading the same paragraph about cell division like 6 times. I walked into that exam the next morning actually feeling ready. Then I opened the test, and my brain just went blank. Completely blank. I had read that chapter so many times that every page felt familiar. But when I actually had to write the answer myself, nothing. I bombed a section I had studied more than anything else. For weeks, I thought the problem was me. Maybe I had a bad memory. Maybe I just wasn't good at exams. But then I discovered something that completely changed how I studied. I wasn't practicing remembering. I was practicing recognizing. And those are two very different things. Think about song lyrics. When someone starts playing a song you know, the next line feels obvious. You recognize it instantly. But if I asked you to write that same line from memory with no music playing, you might
suddenly freeze. That's exactly what happens when you keep rereading your notes. Your brain sees the information again and thinks, yeah, I know this. But when the book disappears, you discover whether you actually know it. So the first thing I changed was simple. I stopped studying only by reading and started testing myself. After finishing a section, I would close the book and write down everything I could remember. No peeking, no checking the answer halfway through, and honestly, it felt worse at first. But that struggle was the point. I was finally practicing the exact skill I would need during the exam, pulling information out of my own memory. Then I added something most people skip. I stopped asking only, what is this? And started asking, why is this true? And what would happen if it wasn't? For example, instead of simply memorizing that sleep helps memory, ask yourself why sleep would matter in the first place. What happens to information while you're sleeping? If sleep didn't matter, what would we expect to see? Now you're not just memorizing a fact, you're building connections around it. And connected information is much easier to understand and use. Finally, I stopped cramming everything into one night. Instead of rereading the same chapter 5 times in a row, I tested myself again after a gap. The next day, a few days later, then about a week later. Each time I had to pull
the information back out. That repeated effort is what helps make the memory stronger. And that's the real lesson. Studying isn't just about putting information into your brain, it's about practicing getting it back out. Recognition makes you feel like you know something. Recall proves whether you actually do. So try this today. Pick one thing you learned this week, close your notes, and spend 5 minutes writing down everything you can remember without looking. Then check what you missed. That uncomfortable moment when you realize, I thought I knew this, that's actually where better learning begins. And tell me in the comments, what's the one subject or topic you always forget right before the test?